What's going on, kitsunes? Today I'm reacting to a video from Mujin on how an $11,000 joke landed this influencer in prison.
堂々と浮気するな。今はあの1年生の彼氏なんでしょ?
Rage bait, a term that has been around for a very long time. I mean, look at this definition. It was written in 2009. This means that the idea of writing a controversial opinion on purpose in order to elicit more reactions has been around since the dawn of the internet. But that doesn't mean that the majority of people have caught on to this just yet. Here's a great example posted on March 8th, 2025 on Twitter.
Money does not matter to women. I would sooner date a high-tea gym owner making $300K a year than a loser tech founder making $1.5 million a year.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Yeah, this is clearly rage bait.
It says, money does not matter to women. I would sooner date a high-tea gym owner making $300K a year than a loser tech founder making $1.5 million a year. Obviously, this is a ridiculous thing to state because not even 1% of the population makes $300K a year to begin with. But
Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. I did some research and according to the website SoFi, the average annual salary in the US is $66,622, approximately $67K.
People fell for it. 2,300 replies, 10 million views, and 11,000 likes. It's fun for a rage baiter to bait people like this. But as of recently, it's not about fun anymore. It's actually a very profitable enterprise. When Elon Musk bought Twitter for $44 billion, he made it so that you could monetize your tweets based on the impressions that you get. This, in a way, changed the internet forever. Because if you were to make just a few posts like this per month, getting over 10 million views on them, then you'd easily be making anything from $5,000 to $10,000 a month, maybe even more. This is why RageBait has been so prominent these days. But before Elon Musk even made this change, a certain group of people had figured out early on that RageBait is the best marketing strategy on the internet. That group of people were...
Yeah, any desperate person would do anything to rage bait on social media to get the money. But later, they would receive the consequences of playing stupid mind games.
Were none other than OF girls, as evidenced by this woman. This right here is a perfect example where she's thanking her top spender for having financed her new car. There are almost 800...
Yeah, speaking of OnlyFans, I just don't blame and shame the women that do OnlyFans. I'm also blaming and shaming the men who spend their money on women that they don't even know. Some women have parent issues or don't have a father in their lives. The one thing I cannot tolerate is when there are guys who use women for their OnlyFans business. And that is what the man-child Jack Doherty did. That kid deserves every bit of karma coming his way. Never promote explicit content to your audience, and it's common sense that you should never respect someone who loses their dignity for fame and money.
100 replies here, and almost none of them have something good to say. But that doesn't matter. The post has 2.3 million views, and all it takes is having 1% of them subscribe to her OF, and she would have made a lot of money. It's a ridiculously profitable industry with people making 6 figures a year just rage baiting the internet. This isn't just restricted to the Western hemisphere of the world, it's everywhere, even in a country like Turkey. You see, rage baiting is something that Merve Tashkin understood very well. Through her OF account, she was generating hundreds of thousands of dollars, and she knew how to rage bait her audience in a way that none others could. She was essentially living the dream. But that dream is now a nightmare, as she somehow was able to rage bait the Turkish authorities You see, Merve's
The Turkish authorities?
Are you fucking dumb?
Yup. Now I know why I put that as my thumbnail.
currently facing more than 5 years in Turkish prison. And to make matters worse, while she's awaiting this verdict, she is under indefinite...
Why would you take a picture of a freaking... What is it? A tracking device? Hold on.
house arrest with an ankle monitor strapped to her leg.
Okay, an ankle monitor strap. Oh, Jesus. I guess some people don't know what privacy is now. And no, I'm not talking about privacy in the maid outfit.
All her movements are tracked. She can't leave the country and she can't even leave her own home. So how the hell did we get here? What the hell is happening? Let's talk about it. All right, so let's get one thing straight. Turkey is a pretty damn big country. And while some areas are more liberal, it still remains majoritarily a conservative country. So it's no surprise that a website like OF has been banned there for a while now. And you can already bet that other adult websites are also banned as well. In fact, in 2022 alone, they had blocked over 137,000 web addresses. At some point, they had even blocked Instagram. But in the end, it turned out to be for political reasons, and the website is now live again, but we don't know for how long. This 9-day ban was done in 2024, and one of its biggest critics was none other than Merve, who at this point was already very controversial and had gotten in trouble with the law multiple times. Instagram was actually the platform where she gained her notoriety. Many Turkish businesses rely on Instagram to differentiate themselves in a hyper-competitive market. This is what eventually led her to create adult content in parallel. She understood marketing as well as rage baiting. At some point, she bragged that 3 months of rent in her villa in Bali is worth $100,000, adding that she's not rich, your income is just low. It's especially easy to get people to hate you when you make statements like this, especially from Turkey, because it's a country going through quite a lot of financial difficulties. So obviously, she had no shortage of people who hated her guts, but at the same time, she was making too much money to care. That was until she decided to go to Amsterdam. You see, the Netherlands and Turkey
Amsterdam? Oh, okay.
could not be more different. You would never in a million years find a sex museum open in the center of the capital.
Wait, I'm sorry. What? There's a museum? I did not know that.
Of Turkey, but you do in Amsterdam, and it just so happens to be a very popular touristic destination as well. Now, Merve had... How do I explain this without getting...
Okay, what the...
Holy mother of Jesus!
What the hell is even that?
Moving on.
absolutely demonetized to oblivion. Okay, here's what we can do. All right, so in the sex museum, there's this popular attraction. Many tourists like to sit on it and take a picture riding it. Now I'm going to draw something completely unrelated so you understand, okay? All right, so here's a palm tree, but unfortunately there are two big coconuts that decided to fall under the palm tree. Two massive, humongous coconuts. And on those coconuts, you had someone sitting on them while cheering. I think you understand where we're going with this, right? Merve had taken an image of her doing this in the museum and then proceeded to post it on Instagram.
Oh! Ew! Dude! What the fuck?
She thought it was funny, and honestly, looking
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
at this picture, yeah, it's ridiculous. But what she found
Jesus.
even more ridiculous is the fact that because of this image, she was arrested twice after coming back to Turkey from the Netherlands. And then she was summoned to court to face obscenity charges. This was back in summer of 2021, but this was truly only the beginning. This case was actually going to be very important because it was going to set a legal precedent for anything similar in the future. So even though many people found it ridiculous, the stakes were actually pretty damn high here, and it left Turkish people very divided on what they were hoping to get out of the verdict. So imagine
Wow,
the shock of
I did not know that.
some Turkish citizens when she actually went to court and it turned out that she was guilty. She was sentenced to 6 months in prison, but that was then reduced to 5 months because of her good behavior. However, she would only go to prison if she was a repeat offender in the time frame of 5 years. Yes, that means she was placed on a 5-year probation. If she ever were to screw up again in those 5 years, she would go straight to prison. But how is it even possible?
And that's why she has an ankle monitor.
To prosecute someone like this? Well, in the Turkish Penal Code, Article 226, they talk about obscenity. She was prosecuted under paragraph 2, which says any person who broadcasts or publishes obscene written or audiovisual material or who acts as an intermediary for this purpose shall be sentenced to a penalty of imprisonment for a term of 6 months to 3 years and a judicial fine of up to 5,000 days. But here's the catch. This entire article does not detail what obscenity refers to. On January 2025, an OF girl in Turkey said that she was going to sleep with 100 men in 24 hours. The cops went to her home and arrested her immediately.
Wait. Hold on. Oh, I remember now. Yeah, the woman in the picture was arrested for trying to do the same attempt that Bonnie Blue and Lily Phillips did. The thing is, with these women, I think most men will agree with me, but I don't understand what these women are trying to achieve, and what's the point of losing your dignity to have more body counts? Are these girls in high school competing to see who has more body counts for their popularity? If that's the case, then shame on these and other women who think this kind of mentality is okay. Not only is it sad, but it's also disappointing that these are the same women who would say, "My body, my choice."
Immediately, okay? Immediately. She didn't even get a chance to open her legs. So you gotta wonder, what is obscenity? It could be anything. Oh, you posted an image on Instagram with your girlfriend wearing a bikini? Well, you're getting arrested. That's what kind of was worrying people.
Pretty much.
Right? And her losing that case set a precedent that yes, they could arrest you for quite literally anything. That's just how it was. Now, obviously, it was in Merve's best interest to kind of lay off social media, take a step back so that she doesn't get in trouble again within that 5-year probation period. But she didn't stop. And she had a lot of haters that saw this probationary period as an opportunity to put her in prison. At some point, Merve had posted a non-explicit image on her Instagram that she had also posted on her OF account. This was enough for her haters to report her to the authorities. This happened at the end of 2022, a little over a year after she got prosecuted with a 5-year probationary period. She had tweeted out, "I have a court date on January 12th. A court decision was made under the name of obscenity crime because of the normal photos I used OnlyFans and shared on my Instagram account. Congratulations to those who reacted. You have achieved your goal." She then replied to that post showing everyone the text she had received, summoning her to court, and specified in the tweet under it that yes, she's under probationary period. If she's prosecuted, then both sentences will be combined together for a prison term. So that's 5 months from the
Okay, I was just thinking that.
sex museum fiasco, and God knows how many more months this trial was going to give her. She was potentially about to be in a lot of trouble. Again, this made international news, and again, this was going to set a pretty big precedent. Merve argued that if she were to lose this, then the majority of Turkish people can say goodbye to their
You have to think about it, right? When you live or travel to a different country, there are different rules and laws, and if you don't respect those rules and regulations, like what Ramzi Khalid Ismail is going through, you will end up in court with one or multiple charges.
their freedoms. Now, I don't need to tell you that this was very controversial. It was a very two-sided incident, with one side being fully with her and another side wanting to see her in prison for the rest of her life, alright? There was no in-between. But if you haven't figured it out already, for an OF girl, there is no such thing as bad publicity in anything that happens. Even if they were to crash their car, anything is a marketing opportunity, and that's exactly how Merve treated this. When she showed up to court on January 12, 2023, she showed up with a skimpy-ass outfit. Bear in mind, she was being tried for obscenity, and she showed up with something like this to court just to get more people to talk about her. It worked, of course, but people were concerned that she was taunting the judges with an outfit like this. It simply wasn't looking good for her at all. In the end, though, the court couldn't really reach a decision. They delayed the hearing by 2 weeks because they needed more time to look at evidence. To Merve, this was a victory. She had gotten so much publicity, so much marketing, all eyes were on her, and she was still a free woman. But still, people kept a very close eye. She only had 2 weeks of reprieve before the next court date. And of course, on January 26, she took the opportunity to wear an even more revealing outfit. Yeah, very interesting choice, right? Many people thought she was playing with fire, almost like she wanted to be prosecuted, but somehow, I don't know how, she managed to get acquitted. Not only were the new charges completely thrown out the window, but the old charges concerning her whole stunt at the sex museum in Amsterdam were also thrown out. She was a...
Wait, hold the fuck on. What? So, you tell me that the judges were like, okay, we are going to crumple the charges and forget about it. Did I just get bamboozled? Huh? I'm confused.
She was essentially a free woman. No more prison time to worry about, no more probation. She had a clean record now. And she had set a pretty damn strong precedent to anyone doing OF content.
No way.
In Turkey. I'm pretty sure no one was expecting this, even herself, but she kind of became the face of OF girls in Turkey because of this. But even so, she didn't waste a single second celebrating. Shortly after, she took a plane to Bali and just started living there. Here's a tweet referencing that. I moved out of my country because I could not stand the court cases I've experienced in Turkey and the pressure Turkey has put on me that I'm an obscene person. You lost a star you did not know. I would like to thank everyone who has always supported me during this process once again. This was her stating to the whole world she was finally free from the clutches of her evil country, and would reference the court case again as well, saying, last year around this time I went to court for obscenity and was acquitted. You know, my friends, in fact, my court result sets a precedent because it was the first time such a court case was held in Turkey. In other words, I did not escape from Turkey. I can come for a holiday if I want, and here's a warning to you. Soon, you will not be able to wear shorts, skirts, or even low-cut clothes. You paved the way for this, now watch and see. You are turning your own life into a prison, you don't know it. So yes, what she was saying was true. She had set an important precedent, but at the same time, it sounded like she was divorcing herself from her country. It seemed like she had finally escaped this system that she hated so much, like she was finally free. This is why no one could have ever predicted that shortly after tweeting this out, she would find herself in the biggest trouble she could have ever imagined with the Turkish authorities.
How big though?
So as she had said in this tweet, she could come to Turkey for a holiday whenever she wanted, and she did exactly that. She was there during the month of February 2025, so very recently, and as she would often show off to people, she would stay in a very high-end hotel. This is when she would decide to tweet this out on February 12th, 2025. I can be a girlfriend for dinner for those who are single on February 14th. Fee, 400,000 Turkish liras, which equates to 11,000 USD. My features...
Oh, okay, so this is the $11,000 joke. Okay.
1. I am talkative, we can chat a lot. 2. My beauty, you can create a good image with me outside. 3. I am known in Turkey, you can satisfy your ego within yourself. 4. I'm smarter than you expect, you'll be surprised. Bonus. I have great manipulation skills, be careful not to fall in love. Bonus 2. If you need motivation on anything, I'm pretty good at that too. Bonus 3. I am humble.
No, you're not. Yeah, no, you're not. No, you're not. Stop.
Now look, you've watched this video this far, right? You know this is rage bait. I mean...
Oh, my brain. Yeah, I can see clearly that this is a rage bait. I don't need to explain it, but just reading this, you'll understand.
I mean, of course it is. $11,000 to her is probably what she earns daily. And these points, especially bonus 3, is made to just piss you off. And you know what? It worked. 1.7 million views. 800 very angry replies. It's no different than what we talked about in the beginning of this video. But she had rage baited a little too hard because it ended up reaching the Turkish authorities. You see, at this point, Merve had gotten quite a few eyes on her throughout the years because of the controversy she was in. This meant that she had a big group of people literally wanting nothing more than seeing her suffer. So when they
Jeez, wow. So much for quote-unquote good behavior.
When they saw this tweet, they reported her to the Turkish authorities. She caught wind of this, and on Valentine's Day, she had tweeted out, "Are you complaining about me to the authorities? I don't think eating is a crime. If they wish, we can eat together too." So in her mind, she did nothing wrong, and if the police were to show up to her house, they can eat with her too because it's not a crime. But little did she know, this was actually going to be the biggest crime of her entire life. Shortly after, she was straight up arrested and brought to the Istanbul Central Police Station. The authorities were done playing around. She wasn't going to get a pass like the last 2 times. She had literally rage baited the police. Like that's exactly what happened. She was placed under house arrest because the authorities argued that her post for Valentine's Day was obscene. Again, this goes back to the idea that we have no clue what obscene means. It can be anything in Turkish law. Merve said, "What did I go through? I was taken from my home and brought to the Istanbul Security Directorate in Geritepe, where I gave my statement. The officers were very polite and I thanked them for that," she wrote. "My phone was confiscated. I don't know when I'll get it back. After my statement, I spent a night in a cold, airless, and not so hygienic holding cell. I was freezing." The next day, she was transferred to the courthouse. She said, "The prosecutor was friendly and warm, but then he caught me off guard and requested my arrest. I wasn't expecting that at all." The judge had officially given her house arrest, and she said, "I don't know how long this will last. Can someone please tell me this is a joke and none of it is real?" Her house arrest lasted a total of 19 days. And throughout it all, she was forced to wear an ankle monitor that monitors her location at all times. It was only on March 6th, 2025 that she could finally remove it. She then posted this statement on her Instagram. "My 19-day house arrest has officially ended. Now I have to sign in once a week and I still have a travel ban. My court hearing is scheduled for June 17th, 2025 at 11:30 a.m. I hope for an acquittal. Wish me luck. P.S. I'm a bit disappointed that I won't be able to go on vacation to Ibiza until the hearing." So that means, even though she's not under house arrest anymore, she is under probation. She has to sign in once a week and she cannot, under any circumstances, leave the country. Even though she had been
Again, that's why I put that on my thumbnail. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes.
been acquitted from the 2 previous charges, it seems that this time she had particularly rage baited someone in the authorities and they're just not willing to let her go. And around 3 months from now, we'll see just how badly the authorities want to put her in prison and for how long. But if they do, it will yet again set a precedent. For now though, thank you so much for watching the video until the end. Sorry for sounding sick throughout the whole thing, that's because I am, and I'll see you in the next video whenever that is. I love you so much. Mwah.
Anyway, kitsunes, I'm out of here. Like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notification bell for more upcoming videos. Until next time.